Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video in this series introducing ACSL short problem topics. Today we're going to be covering prefix, infix, postfix notation. So first of all, starting with the definition, our infix notation will be the most commonly used expressions in our day-to-day math and algebra. Prefix is also known as Polish notations, and what do you know? Postfix is known as reverse Polish notation. So the way these notations work is really ways that you can rewrite equations or expressions. So for example, if you had this expression you see here, 3 + 4 × 5, in prefix or Polish notation, the operations will come before the numbers and the operations will be listed from left to right. So, for example, you would convert this to this, and we'll learn about why or how that happens later. But we're just going over numbers for now. An easy way you can kind of tell the difference between prefix and postfix are that in prefix, the leftmost character is always an operator because it solves from left to right. So we'll learn about why later too. And postfix, the rightmost character will always be an operator. Usually the leftmost is a number or variable in that case. Since it solves from right to left, numbers come before operators. Operations are listed from right to left. And in both of these, no parentheses or order of operations are present. So they're written in a way in which it's going to be obvious the order you solve the expressions in. Okay, so let's first figure out how to convert from infix to prefix. First, you have to fully parenthesize the infix expression so that the order of precedence, pendes, is clearly defined by the parentheses. Now, in our final version, we're not going to have any of these parentheses, but they're going to help us separate which, they're going to help us like get rid of our dependence on pendes for now. And then we're going to find the primary operation that divides the expression into two terms. And we're going to repeat with the left term until we're only left with numbers. And then we're going to work our way to the right side. So for example, if we had this, we have this expression here, 5 divided by 2. First, we can parenthesize that. We can't really parenthesize much since it's already just in its most basic form, 2 numbers with an operator in the middle. So we're going to take that operator and we're going to put that on the left side of those 2 numbers. With the somewhat more complicated expression, we can see it parenthesizes. It splits the, let me get it'll split this into 2 sides of this plus sign, and it'll put this plus in on the left side. So you can think of this as you're putting it in like a queue. So you're going to start a new queue here where you're going to start with the plus sign, and then you're going to go to the left. There's only a 1 number here, so we're going to just put that number right here. And then we're going to go to the right term. So this right term is not just a simple number, so we have to parenthesize that again. So as you can see, it puts this operator in the middle with these 2 terms. So we're going to put this primary operator here once again, and we're going to go to the left of that operator, not to the left of this whole expression, but the left of this operator. And we only see an 8 there. There's no more simplification needed, so we just put that 8 here. And then we're going to go to the right side of that operator. There's only a 5 there, so we're just going to put that 5 here, and we're done. And as you can see, no parentheses were needed in the final answer. Another way you can kind of visualize this is if we're gonna type this out, 3 + 8 divided by 5. I'm going to show you the process of how I did this when I typed this out. So first we group this into 2 terms, and then I can just copy and paste this operator onto the left here. And then this doesn't need to be simplified, so we're going to get rid of those parentheses. And then we still have to simplify this term, so we're going to put some more parentheses in there, separated into 2 terms. copy and paste this division sign to the left. And then we're gonna go to the right of this division sign, see that that's already simplified. And then we're gonna see that this is already simplified. And then finally, we have nothing else to simplify, so I'm gonna remove those parentheses. So that's if you're not writing it out, but it's usually a little bit easier to just write it out because you could get the parentheses a little bit mixed up and you might lose track of which parts you already simplified. So I recommend you write it out. Okay, so let's do some practice. So with this problem, I'm gonna be drawing out all these since it is a little bit clearer to see than typing it out. So first we're gonna separate this into 2x plus y divided by, you see, I'm putting parentheses around the two terms we have around our primary operator. So since this is our primary operator, we're gonna put that in our answer first. And then we're gonna go to the left, which is here. And then we're gonna just see that this is our primary operator. Your primary operator is technically the operation you kind of do last. Since you notice that there's a 2x here, you would usually perform 2x first. But this plus sign is still our primary operator. You know, I'll use a different color to box this. And then we're gonna add this plus sign to our answer, and we're gonna go to the left of that. So we're gonna see this 2x, and then there's an implied multiplication sign here. So we're gonna add this multiplication sign to our answer. And then we're gonna go to the left of that multiplication sign. I know this is getting a little bit messy. We're gonna see this 2, and then we're gonna go to the right of this multiplication sign and see this x. And then finally, we're done with the left side of this plus sign. So we're gonna go to the right side here and see this y. And finally, we're gonna go to the right side of our division sign. Again, we're gonna go and find this primary operator right here. We're gonna add that to our answer. Go to the left side, see the x, put that here. Go to the right side, see this 2 times y. We're gonna put this multiplication sign first. And then we're gonna put the 2 and then finally the y. Okay, so this is our answer. All right, next, converting infix to postfix. You fully parenthesize the infix expression so that the order of precedence is clearly defined. This is the same first step as our last slide. And then you find the primary operation that divides the expression into 2 terms. Again, this is the same thing you do with prefix. The one thing that's kind of different this time is that you add each new operation or number to the left of the current postfix expression instead of the right. And then you repeat with the right term until you're left with numbers, and then you work your way to the left side. So the right and left are switched. So as we're gonna see here, we once again have 5 divided by 2. The division sign was our primary operator, so we're gonna put that on the right side of our equation, or expression here, and we're gonna get this 5, 2 in division sign. And then with this down here, if we parenthesize everything, we're gonna put this plus sign onto the right here, like so. We're gonna go to the right side, not the left side. We're gonna see this 8 divided by 5. We're gonna put the division sign on the right side, so like here, and then we're gonna put 8, and then we're gonna put 5 to the left of that, and then we're gonna put 8 to the left of the 5. And finally, we're gonna put the 3 on the left of everything. So if we do this, if we see this in practice with this problem here, okay, one important thing to note here is that this equal sign is also an operator, so don't leave that out. So when we're going to be writing this out, we're going to have or actually, I'm just going to work with what we have here. So first, we're going to start off with the equal sign. We're going to put that on the very right side of our screen, so we have some space to write to the left. It's a little counterintuitive since you usually like write from left to right, but you have to write from right to left this time. And then you're going to go to the right side of this equal sign, and you're going to see this expression here. And then you're going to see that this division sign is pretty obviously the primary operator since it's the biggest. So we're going to put that here. And then we're going to go on the right side, which is down here. And this is 1 minus r. So you're going to put the minus sign and then r and then 1. So an easy way you can think about this is that 1 and r haven't really switched their order. There's 1 still comes first, and then r. It's just that the operator is on the right side. All right, so now you go to the left side of this division sign, and then you see it's kind of covered by this circle here. There you can see the minus sign is in the direct middle. So we're going to put that here. We're going to go to the right side, and we have this kind of strange operation here. It's complicated, but we have to perform this multiplication sign last. So we're going to put that as our primary operator. And then if we go to the right, this is a power of. Powers are represented by this caret or an arrow. It's either a caret or an arrow, so one of these two. I'm going to use an arrow. It's going to have that caret and then n r. So you can read this as r to the power of n, and then times a. So put a on the left side, and then there's another a on the left side of this. So we're going to put another a here. And finally, we're done with this side of the expression. So we're not going to forget this s here on this other side of the equal sign. So this would be our answer.